everyone. This is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, here with my new Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, July 17th through Sunday, July 23rd, 2023. So for this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann for the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Star Temple Oracle by Susie Cherub. So, I can't believe we're getting towards the end of July. Can you believe how this year is flying by? Make sure that if you haven't already watched the July monthly Empowered Moments video, to go onto my YouTube channel and check that out. It's got a whole lot of wonderful information about what we're dealing with on a collective level for this month, as well as special messages and a special personal message for you, depending on your stone of choice. So we've got a lot going on this week astrologically, but before we do that and before we look at our stones of choice, let's go ahead and do an empowered moment. So if you can get yourself comfortable, and you can sit or recline, you can even stand or lie down if you wish. Close your eyes, relax your body. Take some deep breaths to get centered, finding that place of peace within yourself. Breathing in, and exhaling, letting all your muscles relax, feeling peaceful and calm, comfortable and serene. Visualizing, sensing, feeling, or just knowing that you're surrounded by this beautiful etheric golden white light of God's source energy universe, all that is. Breathing that in deeply into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. Taking in another deep breath, and this time as you exhale, imagine, sense, see, feel, or just know that a grounding cord is coming out of your root chakra, going down deep, deep, deep into Earth Mother Gaia, through all the layers of the earth to connect with her crystalline heart chakra. And Earth Mother Gaia's heart chakra is emitting this beautiful, sacred, golden yellow, nurturing, healing light elixir. Let's breathe that in through the grounding cord that you've got plugged into Earth Mother Gaia's heart center, and breathing that up through the grounding cord into your root chakra, and exhale and allow it to be dispersed through all of your chakras and energy bodies, so that it's now intermingling with that etheric golden white light of source. This week we've got a lot going on astrologically, but one of those things, and maybe the most important thing that's going on from an astrological perspective, is Venus turning to retrograde motion. Venus is the planet that rules the divine feminine archetype. And as she rules the divine feminine, this energy of receptivity, nurturing, allowing, magnetism, this energy is now being looked at even more closely within ourselves as she turns to retrograde motion. Many of you may know that Venus rules love and relationships, personal resources like money and finances, values including self-value and self-worth. All of these things that Venus rules is now going to be a high point of focus for the next few weeks as she turns retrograde at 28 degrees of Leo the Lion, And over the weeks to come, we'll shift all the way back to 12 degrees of Leo, where she then turns back to direct motion on September 3rd. And while she's retrograde, we're reviewing and reassessing our relationships, reviewing and reassessing our finances, reviewing and reassessing our values and our sense of self-worth, how we value ourselves. So allow this divine feminine energy, Goddess Venus Aphrodite, to embody you with her beauty, with her love, with her receptivity, with her magnetism, with the flowing energy of the divine feminine. So take a deep breath, breathing that intention into every cell of your body. And as you exhale and in your own time, getting ready to open your eyes when it feels comfortable to you, returning to this time and place and space. And now let's look at our stones of choice. So the first stone of choice this week is rose quartz. You can't really tell it in this lighting, but this is kind of a beautiful, kind of almost an opalescence reflecting rose quartz. And the rose quartz is a stone of unconditional love, or universal love, really. It's universal love. And it helps to restore trust and harmony. It brings us a sense of compassion and peace. It helps us with relationships, especially again with that trust and bringing trust and harmony into our relationships or back into our relationships. And of course, she rules that divine feminine archetype, that divine feminine energy that we talked about in the meditation. Your second stone of choice is this beautiful piece of celestite. Now the celestite helps and is used for pursuing our spiritual strength. It helps to promote higher spiritual awareness. It's associated with the celestial realm and the celestial beings, also called the angelic realm. So it helps us to get in touch with the angelic realm. And then the last stone of choice. This is golden healer. The golden healer is a stone of powerful healing. It helps to provide us with inner strength and confidence, courage. It helps us with our universal life force energy and our sense of willpower and merging our will with that of the divine will. So again, our stones of choice for this week, rose quartz, which relates to our heart chakra. We've got the celestite, which relates to the throat chakra. And we've got the golden healer, which relates to our solar plexus chakra. Okay, let's put those aside and let's go ahead and take a look at the astrology for this week. As I said, it's a pretty busy week. We start out on Monday the 17th. With Mercury, the messenger, the planet that rules the mental realm, thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications, messages, information. Right now, he's currently in Leo, so he's very confident and he's very courageous and he's taking charge to speak his truth and shining his light for all the world to see, but it's in a challenging connection on Monday with Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of abundance, prosperity, and blessings, but it's also the planet that rules expansion, exaggeration. It rules higher learning and higher awareness. It's in Taurus right now, which is a money sign. It's a sign that rules personal resources. So not just money and finances, but anything that we would consider our resource. Taurus also rules values. And again, that self-value and self-worth that we were talking about in the meditation. Now with Mercury squaring Jupiter, which again is a challenging aspect, It could really expand our confidence when we're speaking or communicating, but it can also push us over the edge because it's a challenging aspect. It could make us a little bit too confident, like overly confident, if that's possible. It can make us a little egotistical in some ways, because sometimes that shadow side of Leo is to become egotistical and, thinking that they know it all and everyone should listen to them, and that they've got it all going on. So now again, that's the shadow side, right? Every sign of the zodiac has its shadow side. Every sign of the zodiac has a positive side. Every planet of the zodiac has a shadow side, and every planet of the zodiac has a positive side. So I'm not getting down on Leo. In fact, I love Leo energy. I've got 3 planets in Leo. One of them is my moon sign. So again, this can bring in more information, expanded communication, and some of that communication might be about our resources, like money and finances. We might also be taking some sort of a leadership kind of position or stand with what it is that we're needing to express. Mercury in Leo wants to express through communication and creatively at that. So just watch for an overindulgence or an over-exaggeration with that Jupiter influence. But again, if you censor yourself to a point where, again, it's not going into the egotistical mode, then this could also bring us lots of blessings, right? It's like speaking our truth, shining our light, being a leader through our communication and our messages. It can actually bring us some attention, if you will. And, Leo does like attention. So that Jupiter square can help to expand us into that, where we're receiving back what we're putting out as far as that light of Leo. Now, also on Monday, we have a new moon at 24 degrees of Cancer. So new moons are about new beginnings. The sign of Cancer is a sign that rules the emotional realm, our emotions and feelings, our sense of nurturing, empathic ability, our listening skills, our counseling skills. It rules home and family matters. So there could be a new beginning in regards to home, family, living situation, or again, even our own emotions and feelings and how we're expressing them, how they're emoting from us, how we're experiencing that. Now, this new moon, as far as the aspects that it's making to other planets, it does make a challenging aspect to Chiron, which rules past life soul wounds. So there could be some soul wounds coming up that make us a little emotional, and those soul wounds might be regarding our sense of self or self-identity or self-confidence or independence, because Chiron is in Aries right now. It's going to make a positive sextile to Uranus. So there's an opportunity here for, I feel like, higher intuition. Uranus rules claircognizance to me, and Cancer is a water sign, which is a very intuitive, clairsentient or empathic sort of sign. So look for our psychic senses to be heightened. It's also trine Neptune, which does rule the spiritual realm and all of our psychic senses and healing abilities. So that's also a positive support for the magnification of our intuitions. And then it also opposes Pluto. And Pluto's about transformation and death and rebirth, and it can be pretty heavy duty. So our emotional body, right? Because the moon is in Cancer, it's a new moon in Cancer. So the emotional body may be going through some sort of transformation right now. Now we're going to skip all the way to Thursday the 20th. On Thursday the 20th, we've got the sun still in Cancer, which again is home and family and emotions and intuitions. And it's in a positive connection to Neptune and Pisces. This happens very early on Thursday morning Eastern time, so we might be feeling this one on Wednesday as well if you live in the United States or Canada or Mexico. So this again is a nice flowing aspect that I feel like it's really expanding us or connecting us even more deeply with unconditional love and trust and faith and the energy of the divine, our angels and guides, our higher self. And again, all of the psychic clairs and all of our healing abilities. It's a great time to meditate or do some sort of spiritual projects, or to be able to do some inner child work with the emotional body. That would also be a great use of this. Also on Thursday the 20th, we've got Mars the Warrior, planet of energy, action, and forward movement in analytical Virgo. And it's going to be opposing Saturn, which is the great teacher of karmic lessons, in spiritual Pisces. So this is interesting. Mars last week went into Virgo. It's going to be in Virgo until late August. So the warrior, the forward movement and action that's being taken is on a mental level, because Virgo is all about, it's about logic, and it's about using the mind and coming up with a strategy or new ideas, how we're going to move forward, paying attention to the details. So Mars usually likes to move fast, but in Virgo, he's needing to look at details and take things a little slower and step by step, take things a little bit more thoughtfully with that Virgo analysis and discernment. That opposition to Saturn might have him pause even a little bit more, because Saturn likes to kind of slow things down a little bit. Saturn's all about patience. Sometimes it's about restrictions and limitations, but it's so that we can have a solid foundation for, in this case, the movement forward that we're trying to make. So couple that with the spiritualness of Pisces, where Saturn is as well. So we're patiently connecting with spirit to learn what it is that we're learning from Saturn's lessons, to take responsibility where Saturn wants us to take responsibility in our lives, and then to pay attention to those details again, to find a strategy to slowly move forward with that Mars in Virgo. On Friday the 21st, we've got the Sun in Cancer opposing Pluto in Capricorn. Now, Pluto retrograded back into Capricorn a few weeks ago, so it's in retrograde motion for a little while here. And as we discussed earlier, Pluto's about death and rebirth and transformation, regeneration, transition, transmutation. So again, with the Sun, our personality and how we're shining our light through the lens of emotional, empathic Cancer, the sign of home and family, there could be some transformational changes with home and family matters, with our living situation, with our emotions, with our how we're nurturing others, or how we're even nurturing ourselves for that matter. Also on the same day, we've got Mercury in Leo, and it's in a positive connection to Chiron, the wounded healer, in Aries. So this is a positive indication that through communication, we can bring some healing to whatever those Chiron wounds are, right? And Mercury in Leo is going to speak and communicate in a more confident manner, whatever it is he needs to express. So again, might be some challenging communication, but I feel like it comes off well because of that positive trine to Chiron. Now we get to Saturday and Sunday. This is where there's some real interesting things going on. Saturday the 22nd is when Venus turns retrograde, and that's what we did our meditation on earlier in this video. So Venus, the feminine archetype, ruler of the divine feminine, love, relationships, money, finances, personal resources, values, and our sense of self-worth and self-value. She's been slowing down all week. In fact, even last week, you probably already started to feel her slowing down as things were maybe coming up in relationships that needed attention, or as things were coming up as far as our finances that needed attention, or we were starting to consider more about what it is that we value, who we value, what about ourselves we value. Now that she's coming to a standstill and turning retrograde on Saturday the 22nd, again, she'll be retrograde till September 3rd, so a good long time, to really reevaluate some of these things in our lives. She, again, moves from 28 Leo all the way back to 12 degrees of Leo, where she then turns direct on September 3rd. On the same day, Saturday, the Sun is moving out of Cancer and into Leo. So now we've got Mercury in Leo, the Venus, which just went retrograde in Leo, and the Sun, which is now moving into Leo for the next month. So lots of Leo energy. Leo is fire. Leo is fixed. So there's a stubbornness sometimes to Leo. but it's fire. So it's passionate, it's energetic, it's vital, it's leadership oriented. It wants to shine its light and express itself out into the world. And it wants to have fun. Okay, so on Sunday the 23rd, Chiron is the highlight on Sunday. Chiron, the wounded healer and the teacher and the shaman, is turning to retrograde motion at 19 degrees of Aries. Now, it moves slower than Venus, so it's going to be retrograde all the way until December 26th of this year. So pretty much all the rest of this year, Chiron is retrograde. It retrogrades from 19 degrees Aries all the way back to 15 degrees Aries. So again, it's moving very slowly over these next few weeks. You're going to feel it most as it's stopping to station and turning retrograde. So again, all this week as it's slowing down to come to a standstill and then turn to retrograde motion, it's really when the energies of Chiron and those past life soul wounds are going to be affecting us the most. Now, doesn't mean it's not going to affect you for the next few weeks. It depends on your own individual astrological chart, where Chiron is transiting, what planets is it connecting to. But for the collective in general, we're going to feel it mostly this week and maybe sneaking into next week since it does happen on Sunday. And then we end this week with Mercury in Leo in a challenging aspect to Uranus in Taurus. So we started the week on Monday with Mercury in Leo challenging Jupiter in Taurus. Now we end the week with Mercury in Leo challenging Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus is about independence and sudden and unexpected shifts. It's about freedom and liberation and independence and, these sudden unexpected things, surprises that sometimes can happen with Uranus. It's like coming out of the blue, we didn't expect it to happen. So this is with Mercury, thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communications. All of a sudden we might have an aha moment, an epiphany about something, something that we didn't see before, but now we do, and it just kind of pops in our head and it's like there all of a sudden. This could also be surprising communications from others. This could be someone contacting you that you haven't heard from for a long time, someone from the past coming back to, say hello and call you or text you or email you. This could be surprising communications from people that where it's just shocking and you didn't expect it, and they kind of comes off as a little maybe strange and unexpected the way they're communicating. So again, Uranus is like this quick, sudden lightning bolt of energy. So again, this could be great for visualization and brainstorming and networking with other people, but you have to be prepared for, again, that element of surprise with that Uranus. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides from the Light Seers Tarot. So we've got a total of 4 cards. The last card came out as 2 cards. So let's look at the first card. Let's turn that over. And we've got Major Arcana 14, Temperance. This is interesting because the universal month vibration of July, the whole month of July, is karmic number 14, which relates to the Temperance card. So if you watched my monthly Empowered Moments video, you would have saw a little bit about what that means. But Temperance usually means to have moderation, to stay balanced, to have a little bit of patience as things are sorting themselves out. So there is a lot going on this week, right? A new moon, we've got Venus turning retrograde, Chiron turning retrograde, the sun's moving into Leo, and a whole lot of other transits happening. So this is going to be rocking and rolling and shifting, and things are going to be happening this week. A lot of these involve personal planets, these connections. So the universe, your angels and guides here, and this is actually the angel of Temperance. This person has angel wings, this young man here, is saying, keep balanced, keep yourself balanced, because there could be some ups and downs going on. So you want to stay balanced. You don't want to go to extremes. And that could be extremes one way or the other. I mean, being happy and joyous is positive, but we don't want to vacillate from one extreme to another of like the depths of despair and depression and all of a sudden becoming a little bit too energized or overly stimulated or whatnot. So stay kind of on an even keel here. and kind of walk the middle path, right? Don't necessarily, if you can, make extreme choices of going down one path or the other. Try to stay on an even keel and keep moving forward slowly but surely in a balanced manner, and practice moderation. Practice temperance as you're moving throughout this week. Call in that angel here of temperance. This is, again, a young man. I wouldn't mind calling him in, right? So call him in to assist us to stay in that place of temperance, balance, and moderation as we move forward. Let's take a look at the next card. The second card is the Five of Cups. Now, this is the suit of emotions, so it does rule relationships and partnerships, our feelings, our empathic connections, family connections, connections with people that we care about. The number 5 numerologically is a little bit sometimes unstable. There can be chaos and confusion, instability, lack of focus, lack of clarity, or just busyness. Like there's a lot of things going on, a lot of things having to be juggled. So if you put that idea or thought in with the fact that this is cups and about our emotions, right? We might be feeling like a whole broad range of emotions, right? We might be going from one emotion to another. Some of them are good, some of them not so good. And we're just all over the place. We might be feeling anxious or nervous about something. And whatever that is, it might have something to do, again, with some sort of relationship in our life. Maybe this is just about your emotional body reconfiguring and realigning, and so old emotions are coming up without us even understanding where they're coming from or why. But this sometimes can relate to some challenge in the relationship arena. And, we do have Venus turning to retrograde motion. So again, there's an opportunity, let's call it an opportunity for the next few weeks to try to sort things out and figure things out. And that's what Venus retrograde would be good for. If we're confused about something, again, maybe practicing moderation and patience here is the best thing to do, rather than, if you can help it, making a snap decision, right? Or choosing one path versus another, because there's some lessons here, right? Venus turning retrograde, Chiron's turning retrograde. We're coming into trying to figure out, what is this all about? What is my soul trying to evolve through or grow through or understand? And I think that's what this Five of Cups here is all about. She's sitting out here in the night sky, just like she's contemplating something. She's sitting, it looks like there's a hole here in the earth. That almost looks like an egg there. So again, if you think about, what does that mean, an egg? Well, are we unsure? Maybe we need to, again, have patience while that germinates and then cracks open, right? And takes some sort of form, right? So there's like a birth coming here, but it's not happened yet. So again, if we can just patiently wait, stay balanced until whatever that's about, sift through our emotions, right? The 5 cups are overturned. Let's sift through our emotions. Let's try to understand them. Let's try to grow through them. And hopefully, if this does involve another relationship, hopefully that other person is also doing the same thing. All right, let's take a look at the last 2 cards. The first of the last 2 cards. Oh, Major Arcana 1, the Magician. I like this. I always like the Magician. So to me, it's always about being the creator of your own reality, right? That you have the power of your mind and the tools that you have, the gifts that you have to create what it is that you desire. Now, that doesn't mean to overstep your bounds, into someone else's free will, right? So let's say we're talking about relationship. We don't want to say, oh, I can create my own reality with my mind, so I'm going to visualize that person calling me. I'm going to visualize that person acting or saying how I want them to act or with what I want them to say. That's overstepping someone else's free will, which you don't want to do. But you can create your own reality by saying, I'm going to visualize and intend this type of relationship for myself, or this kind of outcome where I'm joyful and happy and unconditionally supported and unconditionally loved. And whether or not it's going to come back from the person that you might be in a relationship with or that you might be thinking about remains to be seen. But you are still creating your reality. So you're going to like create that energy to happen, and perhaps it's with somebody else. So in this rendition, we've got the magician has the infinity symbol on the top of his head, on his cloak. So this infinity symbol, right, the number 8 turned on its side, is kind of that balance of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, the balance of the right brain and the left brain, which is the balance of right brain is more action oriented, right? We're going to do something and take charge about something and take an action. But the left brain is that more intuitive and allowing and being receptive, using our intuition. So it's kind of like merging logic and intuition here with the magician. And it's right on the crown of his cloak. So we're talking crown chakra, claircognizance. So it's just like an inner knowing, like that clair energy is just having that epiphany, that aha moment, or something pops into your head all of a sudden. You don't know how you know something, but you just know what you know. Or let's say there's an opportunity that comes in. You just know that that's the right opportunity. You just know that that's the right direction. You just know that it's the right time. So it could be something like that as well. And we've got this magician is using like this magical energy here within this portal. And interestingly enough, it looks like a portal to the universe, but the portal is down below. So I also feel like not only are we connecting with the as above, the divine masculine of creator energy, whether you want to call it universe or creation or all that is. So I feel like we're connecting with that. And this is also solar plexus chakra energy for confidence, courage, willpower, self-mastery. But then we've got the as below, as above, so below. So the so below can be that connection to Earth Mother Gaia's energy, which is more of that feminine energy, that love and intuition and nurturing and allowing and receptivity. So if we use both of those energies as the magician, right? Put out an intention, visualize it, but then just like let it go, detach from it. Don't hold on to it. Just know with trust and faith that the universe has got your back, that you as co-creator with the universe are going to create that into a sense of reality in divine timing. So I think that this is a great, great card for this week. Let's see what came out with this card. Okay, the card that comes out with this card is the Ace of Cups. So we've got 2 cups here. The one in the middle was that 5 of Cups, which kind of shows, again, a little bit of challenge with the emotional realm and relationships. But the Ace of Cups is a beautiful card. It's about a new beginning, the birth of something new, the birth of a new way of feeling, the birth of a new emotional body. So the emotional body becomes realigned. A birth of a new way of emanating your unconditional love or your expression of love, both to yourself and maybe to others. And this could be, yes, the birth of a new relationship, whether it be a new relationship, a relationship you're currently in, and even a relationship with yourself, right? So if you birth that loving energy towards yourself, then we're going to be able to allow it to domino effect out into other aspects of your life and birth a new energy with family or friends or your tribe or a new romance or, whatever it happens to be. So kind of like focus on that heart chakra and balancing that essence of unconditional love. And again, Venus turns retrograde. We're turning that energy inward. So turn that love energy first towards yourself. Feel that unconditional love within yourself, because that is what you are. You are unconditional love, but sometimes we get disconnected from it. And that's where the magic happens. When we're connected to that unconditional love is where magic starts to occur. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the special message card depending on your stone of choice. So the first stone was the rose quartz. So giving this a little shuffle here and asking for the special message for rose quartz people this week. This one's calling my attention as I open my eyes. And it says, the Oracle. The Oracle says, forecast. I am the Oracle. My intuitive insights flow freely. So again, that's kind of that surrender part, right? That divine feminine and surrender and receptivity. That's kind of asking you to be a little bit more in the divine feminine. Not that you can't take action or be logical or anything like that. But maybe there's been an imbalance with that. Maybe the universe is calling you, or the goddess energy is calling you to move more into that emotional feeling, empathy, empathic, intuitive kind of energy here, where you can receive, you can magnetically receive, and you know what it is that you're putting out. You put out a thought, and then you energetically receive an answer. So you're going to receive some answers. You're going to be the Oracle this week. Maybe you want to get a divination deck of your own, right? Or maybe you've got a divination deck or two. I would say do some readings for yourself. Pull a card for the day, or do a Celtic cross spread for yourself. See what comes up as far as the message from the Oracle, because again, you are the Oracle. You're the one that the energy is coming through, right? We've got a lot of green energy here, which again relates to the heart chakra. The heart chakra is that emerald green energy. So unconditional love and receptivity. So I am the Oracle. My intuitive insights flow freely. So trust, faith, go with the flow. Be in divine timing, whatever that happens to be, right? Don't push, just allow. All right, let's see what comes out for the Celestite people. Special message for Celestite people. Celestite. This one's calling my attention. Oh, it's on the bottom. The Jade Star. See, we got green energy again. Interesting. So green energy, again, heart chakra. And you can actually see this green ball on the back of her heart chakra. So what is the back of the chakra? The back of the chakra, we're needing to release something. Release some old emotions. Release some old energetic block on an emotional body level. Maybe there's some old relationship healing that still needs to be done, or old cords from past relationships, or even past life relationships that need to be pulled, gently pulled and released and let go, transmuted. The Jade Star, there's that word again. It says surrender. Surrender. I am ready to let go with self-compassion. So again, we've got this divine, feminine, free-flowing sort of energy where you just need to let go and allow and surrender. This one, I love this green dragon on the back of her back, right? So dragons to me are protectors. I know some people fear dragons, but I don't. I think the dragon totem is a great, powerful totem of protection and embodying your personal power. So let's look at this dragon on her back as that this dragon is protecting whatever healing she's needing to go through, whatever it is she's needing to release. That dragon is kind of guiding it, if you will, because look at how that dragon's kind of curving around on her back. So it's guiding this healing process and allowing her to release and transmute and let go of what she no longer needs. And because she's got her back to us, and she's facing in the other direction, this is what pops into my mind, right? I can see where somebody might see it the other way, but for me, what popped into my mind is she's looking forward, like she's got her back to us, so she's looking off into what's the next step, or how can I move forward? How can I move forward in my healing process? How can I move forward on my path? How can I move forward in this situation or this relationship? Well, first I need to do some heart chakra healing, right? I need to surrender and let this process happen. Okay, let's see what comes up for the Golden Healer. All right, so giving this a little shuffle. Special message for Golden Healer. Golden Healer people. Nothing's catching my attention quite yet, so I'm going to close my eyes again. Golden Healer. Okay, this one's catching my attention as I open my eyes. This one says, oh, I'm going to say this word wrong, I think. Ecopius. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Ecopius the Seer. I think that's his name. So look at that guy, right? Ecopius the Seer. And it says visionary. I chart the stars. I've never gotten this card before. I chart the stars, signs, and symbols to craft my magic. I love it. So here's the magician. And then we get Ecopius the Seer, who seems to be a magician. And this magician is using the stars, which is the astrology, the signs, not just signs of the zodiac, but the signs could be the messages from the universe, signs, animal totems, signs and billboards or things that you read or hear, and symbols to craft magic. Okay, so he's allowing his clairvoyant nature to come into focus, right? The visionary. So we want to use our visualization. We want to use our third eye, our mind's eye, to visualize what it is that we would like to create, right? As the magician. What do we want to create? Let's visualize it. Let's intend it. And then let's kind of project it out with our third eye out to the universe, out into the universe. Let's use our heart chakra as well. He's got this beautiful kind of gem medallion sort of thing right here at his heart chakra. So he's using his mind, but he's using his heart as well. And that's the best way to create magic in your life. He's even got a pendant with some sort of sacred stone over his throat chakra. So maybe he's speaking his magic, which is even better. You could visualize it and feel it with your heart. But if you speak something out loud, speak your intentions out loud, it makes it even more powerful. So you might want to write out your intention as you're visualizing, as you're feeling the positive emotions. And then once you write it out. Speak it out loud, project it out there. Ecopius the Seer. I chart the stars, signs, and symbols to craft magic. All right, so everyone, thank you so much for tuning in for this weekly Empowered Moments video. Sending you all lots of love and light and many, many blessings until we meet again next week and pretty soon next month. Namaste, everyone.